Your cat walks up to you and presses their head against you, sometimes gently, sometimes more than once. Most people think it's just affection, but in the world of cats, that small gesture has a name. It's called bunting. Cats use it to leave their scent and communicate with individuals they trust, which means when your cat headbutts you, they may be telling you something very specific, and the real reason behind it is something most owners misunderstand. Let's start with the simplest explanation. Your cat may headbutt you simply as a way of greeting you. Cats don't greet others the same way humans do. They don't wave or say hello. Instead, they rely on body contact and scent communication. When two familiar cats meet, they often rub their heads or cheeks together. It's a quiet signal that says the interaction is friendly and safe. So when your cat walks up to you and presses their head against you, it can serve the same purpose. It's their way of acknowledging your presence. You may notice it happening at specific moments. For example, when you come home after being away, when you wake up in the morning, or when you sit down and your cat approaches you. In those moments, the headbutt can function as a simple greeting. Your cat is recognizing you and initiating a friendly interaction. But greeting alone doesn't explain why some cats repeat this behavior many times throughout the day. There's another reason behind it that goes a little deeper. Cats rely heavily on scent to understand the world around them. Unlike humans, who depend mostly on sight and sound, cats gather a lot of information through smell. That's why their bodies contain several scent glands, especially around the face. These glands are located on the forehead, along the cheeks, and around the chin. When a cat presses its head against something, those glands release small chemical signals called pheromones. Humans can't detect these scents, but other cats can. To them, these pheromones carry information about familiarity and safety. So when your cat headbutts you, it isn't just a random gesture. In many cases, they're leaving their scent on you. In a way, they are marking you as part of their environment, something that belongs within their safe and familiar space. Cats do the same thing with objects in their home. They rub their heads on furniture, doorways, and corners to spread their scent and make the space feel more predictable and secure. But scent marking alone still doesn't explain why many cats choose to headbutt certain people far more than others. There's another reason behind that preference. Cats also use head rubbing to make their environment feel familiar. Unlike humans, who rely mostly on visual memory, cats rely heavily on scent. Their surroundings are mapped out through smells that they recognize and trust. When a cat rubs its head against furniture, doorways, or even people, it leaves behind small chemical signals called pheromones. These scents help the cat identify places and individuals that belong within their safe space. So when your cat presses their head against you, part of what they may be doing is adding you to that familiar environment. In a way, they are blending their scent to your cat. That creates a sense of stability. It tells them that the space around them is predictable and secure. Cats often do this with objects around the home as well. They may rub their head along table legs, door frames, or the corners of furniture. Each time, they are reinforcing a scent map of the territory they live in. When they do the same thing to you, the message can be simple. You belong in that space too. But this behavior isn't only about territory. There's another reason cats use headbutting that has more to do with their relationship with you than the space around them. Sometimes a headbutt is simply a request. Your cat may be trying to get your attention. Cats quickly learn which behaviors get a response from their owners. If pressing their head against you leads to petting, talking, or interaction, they may start using that gesture as a signal. In many cases, the request is very simple. Your cat might want to be petted, they might want food, or they may just want you to acknowledge them for a moment. Cats often aim their head toward the areas where they enjoy being scratched the most, especially around the cheeks or under the chin. By pushing their head toward your hand, they are essentially guiding you to the spot they want you to touch. Over time, if this behavior is rewarded with attention, it can become a regular way for your cat to start an interaction with. But if attention were the only reason, cats would behave this way with anyone who walked into the room. And that's not what usually happens. Most cats reserve this behavior for very specific people. Cats don't only headbutt humans, they also do it with other cats. When two cats trust each other, they often rub their heads or cheeks together. This behavior is known as allo-rubbing, and it's a way cats strengthen social bonds within their group. During this interaction, both cats exchange scent through the glands on their faces. That shared scent helps them recognize each other as part of the same social circle. In cat colonies, this kind of behavior usually happens between individuals that already trust one another. It's common between siblings, close companions, or mothers and their kittens. The act itself may look small, but for a cat it involves a lot of trust. When a cat presses its face against another animal, it is putting itself very close to teeth and claws. Because of that vulnerability, cats usually reserve this behavior for individuals they feel safe around. So when your cat headbutts you, they may be treating you the same way they would treat another trusted cat. It can be their way of including you in their social group. But even social bonding doesn't fully explain why some cats show this behavior much more strongly with certain people. There's still one deeper reason behind it. Headbutting can also help a cat feel more comfortable in its environment. When a cat presses its head against you, the scent glands on the forehead and cheeks release small chemical signals called pheromones. These scents are not noticeable to humans, but to a cat they carry important information. By rubbing against you, your cat is mixing their scent with yours. That shared scent creates something familiar. It tells your cat that the space around them is predictable and safe. Cats often do the same thing with objects around the home. They rub their heads on furniture, corners, and doorways to spread their scent and reinforce a sense of security in the space where they live. When they do it to you, the effect can be similar. Your presence becomes part of the environment that feels calm and stable to them. In other words, your cat may headbutt you because being close to you helps them relax. But this still doesn't explain why some cats seem to do this behavior constantly. There's one final reason that brings everything together. This is the most important reason. Cats don't headbutt every person they meet. Most of the time, they reserve this behavior for individuals they trust. In the feline world, this kind of contact usually happens between animals that already share a strong bond. It's commonly seen between cats that live together, between close companions, and between mothers and their kittens. When two cats rub their heads together, they are exchanging scent and reinforcing their connection within the group. That shared scent helps them recognize each other as part of the same social circle. When your cat presses their head against you, they may be treating you the same way. You're not just another object in their environment. You're someone they recognize as familiar and safe. By leaving their scent on you and combining it with yours, they are strengthening that connection. So when your cat walks up and gently headbutts you, they aren't just greeting you, they're identifying you as someone they trust enough to include in their social world. And in the language of cats, that kind of trust is a very big deal. Cats don't show affection loudly. They show it in quiet ways, sleeping near you, following you around, or gently pressing their head against you. That small gesture is called bunting, and cats usually reserve it for people they trust. So if your cat headbutts you often, tell me in the comments. And if you want to understand your cat even better, watch our previous video about why cats choose to sleep beside you. Subscribe, because the little things your cat does usually mean much more than they seem.